I want to say Barak da Yahweh, Barak da Yahweh Shai, Barak da Yahweh, Barak da Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth sincerity. I like to say Mawafla Babel, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth sincerity. This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Why? Because of the prophets were given a spirit of prophecy, man, through the power and the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And now in these days, and in the land of Babylon, aka America, the prophets that's out there on the highways and byways of today is given that same spirit to prophesy of the death and destruction of the so-called white man in America. So hey, again, it says the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Yes, and there's evil coming. There's bad times coming to 2/3 of you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, you Edomites, you Ishmaelites, you Ammonites, you Moabites. There's bad times coming all through the world, and we're in bad times now, man. You got earthquakes, you got tsunamis happening, a lot of death, wars happening in the Middle East. There's all kind of things happening through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because we are at the end of the white man's reign. We're at the end of his rule. Everything that this so-called devil have conjured up, all his wickedness, his iniquity, the Most High is about to destroy, man. The scripture says, "Woe unto him." Matter of fact, let me get that. Salakia. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, and woe means destruction. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity, and who devise iniquity? Who constantly comes up with ways to put you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans in a bad situation? The so-called white man. Why? Because he's constantly thinking iniquity upon his bed, man. He's constantly thinking a way to keep you destroyed. And 2/3 of you are going to stay destroyed because you love the indulging of America. That's why the Most High have set aside his remnant that's going to prophesy the downfall of America and the so-called white man. The Lord have set them apart to even prophesy the downfall you 2/3 ass niggas, man. It says, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands, right? The power of their hands. The Most High have given them the power to do what they are doing today. The elite banker families. What they do, they create GMO foods, they create meats in labs. They splicing DNAs, they using chemtrails. They implemented this homosexual shit, this transgenderism. All these things are happening due to the iniquity of the so-called white man. It says, because it is in the power of their hand, and they convert fields and take them by violence, right? These devils, all they do is violence. Why? Because of they are the wicked of the earth, man. That's that spirit of Cain. And the Most High, he's showing that, man. He's showing that, and he's telling you through his prophets, man. And the only ones that's gonna understand this is the elect of Israel, which is the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. And they convert fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his own house, even a man in his inheritance. That's what they have done to the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, man. Hey, they're even over there, these so-called white people over there causing chaos in the Middle East, man. With Iran, with Venezuela, with North Korea, South Korea, China, Russia. And they're over there, they're in the Middle East causing all kinds of chaos, man. Which is the spirit, which is prophecy. Why? Because they're angering the other nations. These other nations are constantly doing combat drills, armory drills, military drills. Why? Because soon they're going to go to war with America, man, which is a beautiful thing. It tells you that going back into the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. This is Jeremiah 50:1. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldean, right in America, is Babylon, man. The Chaldeans represents the elite banker families. By Jeremiah the prophet, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not, say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Marduk is broken in pieces, her idols and confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. You got Russia continuously threatening U.S. in many ways, man, in military warfares, in electronic warfares, all these things. That's a spirit that's rising up these other nations to what? Come against her. These other nations isn't small anymore, according to the book of Job, man. Salakia, according to the book of Joel, it says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. So the Most High have set up prophets of today to prophesy against this place. The scripture says they look towards Mount Seir and prophesied against it, to roughly paraphrase it. So it says, verse 9, I'm going to jump down the line. 9, for lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, right, man? An expert man that's pros and shooting arrows practically never miss. And arrows that the Lord have set up through these other nations, which is the missiles, these nuclear missiles are not gonna miss, because they're gonna have the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua within them. It says, let me read that back. For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So they're all going to hit their targets, man. They're all going to hit their targets. It says, in Chaldea shall be spoiled. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because you are glad, because you rejoice, O ye destroyers of my inheritance. Right, you so-called white men, you so-called Edomites, and all you other nations were the destroyer of the Lord's inheritance. And who is the Lord's inheritance? The so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer, as grasses and bellows as bull. You know what I'm saying? It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land and a desert, because of the wrath of the Lord. It shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Hey, it's going to be a beautiful thing, man, because one of those plagues is what? That nuclear fire, man. Going back into the book of Zechariah 14:12. This is the book of Zechariah 14:12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. I just want to say one thing, because when we out on the highways and byways and we're preaching this word, you have all these demons that sit up there and think we're supposed to preach about love, love, love all day. You know what? And we do speak about some love, but the love that we speak about is the love that the Lord is going to show unto the elect. And why? Because the elect are the only ones that's going to follow after the Lord's commandments. The scripture says, if you love me, keep my commandments. So the elect are the only ones that's going to follow the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Those are the ones that the Lord loves, man. The Lord don't love all you people, man. The Lord want to destroy you. He wants to kill you, man. Hey, the scripture says, for this is a city of judgment. The Lord is constantly and continuously putting you wicked niggas to death. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it was a place, man. Their flesh shall consume a way while they stand upon their feet. And what is that, man? Once you watch that movie with Sarah Connor, when she was latched onto that damn gate being burnt up when she had that dream, man, of that nuclear fire. It says, and their eyes shall consume away, and their holes, and their tongue shall consume away, and their mouth, right? Because, hey, man, at the end of the day, the Lord is going to come like a thief in the night, man. And when he comes, man, there's going to be many of you dead motherfuckers, man. The Lord's going to destroy this place with nukes. Say he's going to create many sorrows. Man, there's going to be a lot of dead people out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's the time we coming in, which is a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time, man. You know, and Lord willing, you know, with Lord willing, the DJ Trump, you know, establish some of these executive orders, man. There's a lot of executive orders that he can establish with the emergency going on. You know, it's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. You know, that goes to show you that we're getting closer and closer to the end of the harlot, the whore, man, the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, man. You know, we're at the end of this place, and the Lord is showing that through his prophets and through these prophecies, man. You know, and that's why we have to walk in the spirit of prophecy. Let me go ahead and grab this. This is Amos 9:8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Salakia. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. And what is the sinful kingdom? America, man. You know, America is that sinful kingdom. Why? Because these people do whatever they want to do, man. They don't do righteousness according to the law, statutes, commandments. You know, the scripture says, for they say evil is good and good is evil. Matter of fact, let me get that. I believe it's 5:13, but it's not. If I could Google it. That's not it. I'll Google it. So for they say good is evil, and evil is good. Salakia. You know, that's why, hey, the scripture says that my people are destroyed for for the lack of knowledge, man. Isaiah 5:20. I was right there. I knew it was in the 5th chapter somewhere, but it'd be better if I can just get it faster here. This is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call, right, and again, woe means destruction. Woe unto them that call good evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light. And right, America is darkness, man. Hey, this place will keep you blind and destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And you got 2/3 of our people that stand up for this place. But that's okay, because like the scripture tells you in Isaiah the 13th chapter, those who join hand in hand with the wicked shall be thrust through. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, man. Yeah, they put bitter for sweet. All of the bitterness of America, they'll put before this truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's go back to this. Salakia. So hey, that's the time that we at, man. We at our people that's saying what we say is of wickedness, but that's okay, man. That's fine, because at the end of the day, they're gonna start getting put to death out here on a mass number, man. So the Lord ain't playing with these people, man. You know, we coming into a time where the Lord is marking his men, you know, and the other people that's beside his men are gonna be marked with death, man. You know, so this is Ezekiel 9:4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set in Jerusalem again, a people before it was a place. It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, right? Because, hey, this place is, again, filled with abominations. This is America, man. America is an abominable place because, again, these people do whatever the hell they want to do. And like I said before, the Lord is setting a mark upon his men, and those that's beside those men are marked for death. And who are those that's beside those men? The wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? The wicked is beside those men. And those men, those elect men, Lord willing, if we are part of that number, we're out there prophesying, man, against those that are beside us, man. You know, and it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, and to the others, so to the others, those that are beside us, to the others, and to the others he said, my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and began at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So hey, that's what's gonna happen, man. You know, you got people that walk by us, they scoff, you know, they look at us like we're nothing up there. But at the end of the day, they're gonna know that it was prophet among them. You know, Lord willing, we're the servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You're gonna know in that day that we were prophets. And your ass is marked for death, man. You know, the Lord is about to send mass destruction to America, aka Babylon, man. He's about to lay this place desolate. And before that happens, there's gonna be many sorrows, man. Famine of food and water. You know what I'm saying? The cities are gonna be shut down, a lot of death out here. Your neighbors are gonna be trying to kill you, martial law, racial wars, man. There's gonna be many things that happen. But I like to say Barak da Yahweh, Barak da Yahushua, Barak da Yahweh, Barak da Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honors to your apostles and elders of GMS, and salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in true sincerity. I like to say Mawafla Babel, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this was edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in true sincerity. I like to say Shalom.